Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be together with you for the second event of the Action Research in School Education eTwinning featured group. This time in February, we have a TeachMeet, and it's my honor and pleasure to present you two very enthusiastic and professional teachers. One of them is Diana Zinveliu. She's an English language teacher. She will tell you about herself when she will start her presentation. She's very engaged in teaching, in training. She knows many collaborative tools, and I will let her tell more things about herself. She is writing. She's not just teaching, she's inspiring and facilitating, and she's one of my dearest colleagues and friends. And the second speaker we will have today is Adriana Maris. She's an eTwinning ambassador from Romania. She's a mathematics teacher and very good in eTwinning projects. Actually, she will present you today a good practice in eTwinning projects during the last years, and tricks and tips and tricks from both of them regarding teaching, regarding training, regarding involvement in projects. Please feel free to use the chat to ask questions whenever you have questions. They are here to spend a few hours with you. You know that teach meets are a little bit informal, and we are glad to have this kind of meeting at the end of the year. One last thing I want you to know that we are on SF. Our group migrated, but I don't know if all members are already there. So please check and see if you are already connected. I will share a few links in the chat with you regarding the group, maybe some available spots for speakers and presenters for the following events. We have a doodle, and you can still register. And I will give the floor to my colleagues. Once again, welcome. And the first speaker of this day is Diana. Diana will tell you more about very interesting and useful tools for teachers, and maybe some teacher hacks that she discovered and is using with success. Diana, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you, Emesha. And thank you for the presentation. Very kind of you. And you have mentioned a lot of details, so I'm not going to repeat the same ideas, but I'm going to add that I have been teaching for more than 15 years now. And throughout my career, I have developed a passion for using technology in class. So I'm going to present some of my favorite hacks, and hopefully they can help you as well. And to make sure you understand why I chose to speak about these types of tools, I'm going to explain the background of my presentation, just like a short introduction. We all know that education is important and it's at the core of any society. And as teachers, we have a role of shaping people, and we want them to be capable of sustaining any type of development in every domain. And that's why we as teachers need to find the suitable methods in order to adapt to the needs of our students and help them be able to develop themselves. So for that reason, I'm going to show as many hacks that I can give you today, and hopefully they can help you. Now, we all know that in every country, there's the government that should take care of education, but most of the times, we as teachers have to find the solutions that are suitable for our students. So I have found some of my favorite hacks, and today we are going to talk about 10 of them. And before we move forward, I want to begin with a quote, which is my favorite, from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. So my hacks for you as teachers imply tools that you can use in class together with the student, not you as a teacher necessarily, but together with the students. And I'm going to explain each at a time. But first, I want you to understand the reasoning behind using technology in class, because right now we are not in the need of using technology that much because we are face-to-face in class with our students. However, we have discovered, or at least I have discovered during the pandemic, that we need to give students a voice. And I discovered one person that has talked about the idea of the voice, which is called Matt Oberek, and the view that this person has refers not only to the specific voice that we all have and students also have, but this acronym stands for variety, ownership, innovation, collaboration, and engagement, which means that we need to find the solutions for every student in order to capture their attention, to let them feel more creative, but also take full responsibility of their learning process, while trying to be creative in the meantime, while trying to collaborate with their peers, and also stay engaged in the educational process. Now, obviously, there are some benefits for the learners if they have these backgrounds and this environment of learning environment. And here you have a few of them. They can take ownership over their learning process, which means they are responsible and they know what they have to do. They can study at their own pace. You'll see some tools that can provide that opportunity for students to learn at their own pace. Also, they can have access to the materials that you provide whenever they want to. You can give them feedback, which is what we intend to do in class, but sometimes it is easier to do that online. Having this idea of a voice also implies the idea of choice. Well, not only giving them a voice to express their opinions and what they want and what they need, also providing them the choice. And in my case, I like to provide students at least 2 or 3 options to whatever task or project that we have, so they become more responsible for what they have chosen. Obviously, we want them to collaborate, and that's why we have a lot of tools online to use. And I'm going to show you my favorites. They also have the possibility of interacting not only in class, but also outside of the class with the teachers and with the content they provide, both teachers and peers. And what's most important, this idea of a sense of community that you can have in class face-to-face easier than when you are online, but continuing it into the online environment, it's better. It adds to the beneficial aspect of learning. And I'm going to begin with the first teacher hack, which I have been using since 2019. It's a learning management system. It's called NEO, and it's an e-learning platform in which you can add a lot of resources and you can do pretty much everything that you would do face to face. But I'm going to mention the things that I enjoy the most outside of the online schooling, because right now we are back to face teaching. So what I love about Neo is that we can create content and you can share it with your students. You have it everything in one place. You have a lot of communication tools you can use to talk with your students. You can use those tools to allow students to talk to each other or to collaborate for different assignments. You have a lot of possibility of creating assignments, a lot of different types of assignments. There are the collaboration tools that are really useful, and especially for debates and teamwork. Obviously, there's a great book where you can have everything centralized and you can see the results and the progress of your students. There's the gamification feature, which right now, because most of our students are really involved in the online environment, will attract them and will allow them to be more engaged in class. You can see the learning outcomes. You can create them together with your students and you can follow them throughout the learning process. So even the students and also the parents can have access to that information, and it's useful to know where they are at a certain point and where you want them to be at the end of a year, for example. Also because it's really useful to use in class, you can also benefit from the mobile design that the platform has. It's also useful to go online on the computer, but in class you can use it on your mobile phone or your student's mobile phone as well. You can track attendance, and you can also have a lot of information regarding analytics and reporting. Here you have virtual class. Here I have some of my classes. So you can have everything in one place. You know exactly where you store every piece of information, your students, your resources, your assessment, your grading, everything is here. For instance, I can have access to all my class activities with reports. And this is easy for me because I can track the progress of my students. They can also have access to the lesson in virtual format, and they can access it whenever they want or revisit it whenever they want. My assignments are really clear and different. As you can see here, you have different options to create assignments, like team projects or quizzes or debates. You have a lot of different types of tools to use to create your materials. And everything is straightforward, so it's easy to use. You don't need to be a professional in order to use the platform. Another tool that I want to talk about is actually a platform, the TED platform. You're probably familiar with the TED talks, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with the TED lessons. The TED lessons are short animated videos on different topics that you can integrate in your class. Now, there are a lot of benefits for using the TED videos in class, like providing authentic materials in the English classroom. Now, we as English teachers tend to find original and authentic materials to expose our students to, so this is the perfect platform. Now, using animated videos will increase motivation and engagement, will also make students responsible for their learning, because I'm using the TED platform as a ground for them becoming teachers. So I'm not going to be the one that is going to teach the lesson, but they are going to be the teachers, and they are going to use the platform to research and also create the lesson that they are going to have in front of the students, the peers. Now, when they access the platform, they're going to be autonomous learners, because I'm going to guide them and they are going to do pretty much the whole work. Now, when they leverage animated videos, it's a way of facilitating learning without even realizing, because they are doing that trying to impress their peers, trying to provide the best lesson, trying to be creative, and they don't even realize that they're actually in a learning process. Here you have a print of the platform, where you can see that there are a lot of animated video that you can choose from different types of domains. So in my class, I let students choose the video that they want, and in pairs or sometimes individually, depending on how much time we have, they're going to be the teachers for a half an hour or an hour, depending again on our classes, and they will present a lesson based on the video with pre-learning activities, with the activities based on the video, and obviously the practical exercises based on the video. And in the last image, you have one of those activities that was done based on one of the videos. I'm going to move forward as fast as I can, because I have a lot of useful things that I want to share with you. And the next one is called Nearpod, and this has to be one of my favorites. During the pandemic, it was really helpful. first I discovered it as an add-on to Google Slides, but then I saw that it's really a platform where you can create complete lessons altogether. And because this is what I wanted during the pandemic, I found it that it was the complete tool that I needed. So having a Nearpod lesson, I could integrate it on Neo and have it there for my students. Also in a Nearpod lesson, I could also integrate the TED lessons that I talked about earlier. So everything went hand in hand. Now, this tool has, for instance, the ability of creating tests during a video. So you take a video from a different source and you can pause it at different times and ask questions from time to time, and students go online and answer those questions. You can do games online, you can go to virtual trips, you can also polls and different types of content or collaborative experiences. I'm going to have here a few images of some of the tools that I use in Nearpod. You can have a wall where they can write on different topics. You can also have quizzes and games that you can do live in class also right now in the face-to-face teaching method, but also online, obviously, you can do that as well. So you can mix a lot of resources and a lot of structures. And I hope I made you curious, because this platform is offers you a lot of possibilities, and the limit is only your creativity. Now, one of my favorite things that I wanted to talk about related to Nearpod is the feature that it has of integrating virtual trips. Now, the platform has a lot of resources on its own. You can find them, they are free to use. But I also found some videos from the National Geographic, and they are 360 degree videos. You can move the screen. If, for instance, if you use your phone, you can move the screen and you are going to see whatever is in that video, like you were in that place. And usually it's about nature and animals. So students are interested in such types of videos, especially if you ask them to do something about those videos. It's not just watching, it's trying to be involved and trying to develop a product of their own. So in my case, what I do is ask students to double the videos, for instance, with their personal perspectives, or even create short documentaries based on those videos. So you can do whatever you think is necessary for your class, for every type of domain, it doesn't matter. And obviously it could be done in English or in another language. Okay, I'm going to move forward to another one, which was one of my favorite hacks during the pandemic, and I still use it nowadays. It's the hexagonal approach. And this is useful in my case when I teach students opinion essays. To write opinion essays, they need to understand that the main body of a text has different ideas. And we have this saying that we need different ideas in different paragraphs. And in order for them to structure their ideas, this approach, it's visual in this case also, will allow them to see how they should spread their ideas throughout the text and how they should come up with arguments to support each idea. So this honeycomb structure is useful because they have the visual prompt, and then based on what they see, they are going to be able to write the entire text. Sometimes I give this task to be worked in pairs, sometimes in groups, and sometimes individually. And because this is such a visual print, for example, what you have here, it's going to be used by students in different ways. They can select what they want. For instance, if they are going to work in groups, they can select from different ideas the one that is suitable. They can do lists and prioritize the main ideas that they consider to be the final ideas to be included in the essay. They can link concepts, and obviously at the end they can have the final text by employing their creativity and their critical thinking. The next tool that I want to talk about is Canva. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but in my case, this is my go-to tool for whatever type of resource that I want to create. Whatever I want to share with my students, and it's based on some things that I want them to have, and I want them to have from me, not something that is taken from the internet. I'm going to use Canva to create whatever resource I want. For instance, I use Canva to create flashcards for phrasal verbs or idioms or quotes or the word of the day and so on. So I have a passion for using Canva for these types of resources. But you can use Canva for whatever you need. You can use Canva to write text documents, to create presentations. You can also have the slides transformed in PDF afterwards and share them with the class. So this platform is going to give you a lot of opportunities, and it's endless in what it can share with you. Another thing that I want to talk about, another tool, it's a classic one, I could say, Google Docs, which I use frequently for writing tasks as an assessment tool. Meaning that I'm going to ask my students to write their essays, for instance, in a Google Doc. And afterwards, I'm going to use the edit button, but instead of editing the text, I'm going to suggest what I consider would be a great improvement in their text. And everything that you can see here on the screen with green is what I can provide students with in terms of what I consider would improve their text. So they can accept my suggestions or not, or they can even create their new ideas. But the purpose of this type of assessment is not to focus on what's wrong with the text, but how we can improve it. Another tool is Google Forms. Now, again, this can be considered trivial by some, but in my case, I like to use it for quizzes, normal quizzes, which we can take in class as well. We can also, in class, I use it with my students to create exercises for the end of the class to make sure they understand the lesson, to make sure they have managed to create a text or to solve an exercise correctly. And also I use it to get feedback or offer feedback depending on the situation, usually to get feedback for different types of projects that we have together. So this tool is very versatile. You can use it in every way you want. And these three options that you have here on the screens are my favorites. Another topic that I want to talk about, another tool actually, is Flipgrid. And the only reason that I use it, it can have multiple usages, but in my case, the only reason I use it is that because I want to have students recording themselves on different topics, and I want to see them as they create the video to try to answer different questions or to try to debate a certain topic or to get in the skin of a character. It doesn't matter, but what matters is that they have the confidence that I'm the only one seeing their video, and they have this privacy when it comes to their video, their presentation. I can provide them feedback on the spot, and again, this could be private. They can also share their videos with the classmates, but as I said, they can also choose to have them private, and sometimes it's easier for them because we all know some students are shy and they don't want to be exposed in class. And one of the tools that I've discovered during the pandemic is called class tools. Here you have a lot of sub tools that you can use, but I'm going to talk about just two of them, the random name picker and Fakebook. Now the random name picker I use in class, and I use it right now as well in the face-to-face teaching, because I want to choose a particular student to do a certain task, and it's a situation in which nobody wants to come in front of the class to do something, for instance, and we make it fun and we make it interesting, and we use the random name picker to do that. For instance, I can use the random name picker to create teams, to assign certain topics. So this wheel that you have as an option here can be used in different ways. Another tool from this website is called Fakebook, similar to Facebook, but it's a fake one. And what I use it for is to create profiles for different characters. Now, these characters can be real ones like authors or historical personalities, or they can even create new personas altogether, depending on the criteria of a task that I have for them, and they have to develop the entire profile to complete the task. There are other tools in this website. On this website, you can find treasure hunt generators and a lot of games, but to me, these two are the top pick. Now, what I want to say is that whatever we do as teachers, we can never say that we are caught up with the entire development in our area, in our domain. So what I hope I've done is create curiosity, and maybe you can look for some of these tools online, and you can develop more on this technology area of our teaching process. But that's all for me now, and hopefully you're going to use at least one of these hacks. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
Thank you so much, Diana. It was really a complex presentation, because I'm sure that everybody found tools already, maybe tools that they have used in projects, but I'm sure that everybody found at least something that that was not so familiar. So thank you for inspiration, for inspiring us. If there are questions, please use the chat box, and Diana will try to answer. Thank you very, very, very much. All the slides are going to be available for you to use later. I will try to send them today, as well as the certificates. You will also receive a link until Adriana prepares for her presentation. I will send you a link. We have available spots for the following Action Research in School Education webinars and TeachMeets. So if you feel like sharing from your experience, because I know that you all eTwinners who are here do amazing things. So if you didn't reserve a spot and you have an idea worth sharing, please write your name in the doodle I am sharing. Thank you, Diana, very, very much. Now I will give the floor to Adriana Maris. She is the eTwinning ambassador, and she will present one eTwinning project that has been awarded with an eTwinning National Prize in Romania. Adriana will tell you the year. So we go from teacher hacks that are good for any classroom to eTwinning projects, and I'm sure that from both presentations we will all be more inspired and more willing to work on the project. So Adriana, you have the floor. In the meantime, if there are questions for Diana or for Adriana, please feel free to use the chat.
Thank you, Emeshe. Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
It really was a very interesting presentation, and thank you, Diana, for I took a lot of notes. And also I want to greet so many people that I noticed joining the group today. So nice to see you, virtually see you again. As Emeshe said, I'm a twinning ambassador and a mathematics teacher at a high school from Lugoj. Our school is an eTwinning school since the beginning, since 2018, and we just applied for the third time. So we are very proud of that. I'm going to present a project, both eTwinning and Erasmus Plus project. It was I was thinking about why I like this project so much. Yes, because it was awarded at the national eTwinning level, because it received also European quality labels, label and national quality labels for each participant, but also because I met so many wonderful people in this project, and I'm talking about teachers as well as students. We created this project after another one, another successful project before this one, and but we kind of separated from that bigger group with only eTwinning lovers. So we created this Erasmus Plus project with eTwinning lovers. There was another eTwinning ambassador from Czech Republic that was in the group, and also the students enjoyed all the activities, and it was very close to our hearts, to our way of life. The project was the title was School 21, Digitally and Socially Yours. I think it speaks for itself. It's about 21st century education, and with digital and with social activities. It was before the pandemics. It ended in 2019. I think I can. Okay. Next slide. There. This is the logo of the project and a little description. It mostly focused on the 4 C's, the very important skills that 21st century schools should focus on, which are critical thinking, communication, collaboration, and creativity. And above all, or among everything, it's about community service that is already happening in schools and in all the countries, but this time was included in the project as well. I added the address of the twin space, the old twin space, since it is still available and can be seen there. We hope it will migrate to the new platform and accessible there as well someday. This is the map with our participating schools. You see a school from Germany, a school from Czech Republic, a school from Poland, from Hungary, and our school from Romania. The objectives of the project: basic digital skills, and not only theoretical but applied in activities, and also encouraging students to become active citizens, being aware of and taking part in the community service. Prior to deciding the activities, we had a questionnaire about what do we do in schools for community service, and how do we teach students or prepare students for life in this situation. And we noticed that in each of our cities were different situation where our students already took part in voluntary actions in community service activities, and we gathered and spoke about and did together activities under this project umbrella. We try to reach these objectives using didactical and methodical and a social direction, because it was a school education project, and because we wanted to do it in all aspects, in all possible aspects. As an Erasmus Plus project, it involves, of course, mobilities and going to each school and meeting the other project partners and doing activities together. But for the 2 years that the project was going on, we also had a lot of online activities because it was an eTwinning project as well. So as each project includes, we had online introduction of the students, of the teachers, of the schools, of the cities, and of the countries. We had a logo competition that was online, and we used, I think, Tricider to vote for the best logo. We had collaboration in online groups that were created with partners from each school. So a group was made of students from each 5 schools, from all 5 schools, and the subjects of the activities for the online groups were very interesting for the students, because we found very nice and final products for each activity. Of course, there were the mobilities, the learning, teaching, training activities. It was a project newsletter that was every second month of the project time. There were a lot of voluntary actions in in near the project, so we did them in correlation with the project, but as before, also separately as we did them before launching the project. It was a continuous evaluation and continuous promotion and dissemination of the project in our communities, local communities. That's a screenshot from the online team's activities. And you see, for example, Team 1 made of 5 students from Romania, 4 students from Czech Republic, 5 from Poland, 3 from Hungary, and 3 from Germany. The second team as well had different numbers of students from different partner schools, and they worked together on designated topics. You see that this was from the second year of the project, and you see the main topic was Life 21, Life in the 21st Century, and these aspects around the year 2040. Not as we discussed with the students, not how you would see your life now in 2020, but how you see your life in 20 years from now, maybe school, or maybe jobs, or smart cities, when you will have your own children. So what do you want to create for them? As you can see, the tasks: future education, smart cities and transport, free time, entertainment, and the outcome can be at their choice: video, comic, or online presentation. These are some of the results of these online groups, and you see, I would like to, I hope it works, to see this video made by the group number 1 that you saw there.
Perhaps at this point you are disappointed by the education system in your schools, but haven't.
No,
We can hear, but we cannot see it. So it was with sound, but no image.
Okay, sorry, then I will I don't know what to do. So
Maybe stop sharing and share again that.
yes, maybe that. Yes, and share. And share again the video. Let's try now.
Thought about the way education could look like 20 years from now? The student.
This is this particular person is one of our students. He had black curly hair, and she is the one speaking.
Attending school at present will have finished school by then, but for some of us, the educational system may be the one teaching our kids. As you have probably already told, there will be many materials based on new technologies. However, to which extent that will happen, we don't know for sure. Some may suggest that even teachers themselves will be replaced by robots, whereas other people believe there won't be such a dramatic change. Nevertheless, it is likely that computers will become an essential ingredient in the recipe for an effective school of the future. Others think that all students will have individual learning plans created by teachers based on their favorite subjects. There are as many options as people on Earth, but have a look at this digital model. The informatics lab is equipped with cutting-edge ranging from computers to smartboards for an interactive teaching and learning process. The chemistry lab offers high-tech materials and tools such as microscopes, genetic testers, and a large variety of substances for interesting experiments. The students will be divided according to the level of their knowledge in the main subject they choose. For example, programming, cloning, and cartoon design. As far as practical subjects are concerned, they can study mathematics, economy, management, and marketing. Also, they may choose to study literature from foreign languages to writing novels. In this way, the information can be easily acquired by students. There are also special classes for foreigners who want to study in this institution. However, before being able to attend these classes, they have to learn the language and customs. In their free time and during the breaks, students can relax and chat in the yard, which is practical and modern. All students enjoy practicing activities which appeal to their artistic side. From talent shows to exhibitions of all kinds, the school also has a private gym where the students can train and enjoy their spare time actively. There are teams such as basketball or swimming, and the fitness equipment can be used for getting fit or staying in shape.
This is how our students imagine their this is how our students imagine their future, the future of the school. But I'm going back to the future of the school for their future children, maybe. Okay, I'm back to my presentation. Do you see it? Yes, thank you. So yeah, it was, we've found it interesting, and there are other posters here, and some of them are even can be most of them. These links are working as well. The themes of the activities besides future education that you saw here, there were also destitute people, like you see here the poster about homeless adults, and fake news or hate speech about smart cities or free time in 2014. Okay, I don't know why I cannot change the slide. Oh, there. And now about the Erasmus Plus part, the mobilities, the learning, teaching, training activities. There were 5 of them in each school, and each one had a different topic. Here is the group in our city, the group visiting us, and we were all visiting a school, a special education school in our city. The first meeting was in Germany in 2018, and the high school students that there were our partners in Schwetzingen, had a lot of common activities with a group of refugees based in their city. So we also did some activities with here we are visiting Sea Life museum, and I like very much this this photo with the hands. It was taken by one of our students, and I really liked the idea of this common activity. And then we did also we had some collection for food bank based in their city as well. In 2018 as well, we visited the school in Poland, and there the students in the partner school had also a lot of activities with Down syndrome students or people, even grown-ups, socializing, and also a lot of dancing, because it looks like it is part of their therapy. Dancing and music and rhythm is a part of Down syndrome or mentally ill people therapy. We did a lot of dancing in Poland. In autumn 2018, we met in Lugos, and we have here a community of physically ill people, and it is a sports contest called All Different All Equal. It is since I think more than 10 years going on, and surprisingly a lot of people in wheelchairs are very good at table tennis or basketball or darts, of course, and they were impressive in this competition. We also visited a school in Timișoara, Iris. It is for students that blind or that don't see very well, and we did a workshop trying to read braille or write even with special writing machines. We also visited the special education, as I told you, central school center for special education in our city. Then we visited Hungary in 2019, and there were also some places with some schools with disabled children that we visited and played or had common activities. And there is also a photo here from a carnival where we participated with the youngest children. And then also we visited an animal shelter, and we walked the dogs. And the last meeting was in Czech Republic, where we had common activities with socially excluded people, and participating in a charity run. All our students did their best in the charity run. It was the first time that I personally learned about the charity run and how it is made their city. It appears that they do this each year. We also met the people in need, people from Prague, and we learned a lot about their activity. The project newsletter that I told you before. These are some numbers of some issues, and the whole all the 12 issues made a booklet that is published on ISU, and it is accessible at this link. We included all partners activity, and even even common articles written together by a group of international students, or each school could write about the activities that they were doing besides meeting us, or besides common activities in the project. The twin space is that's the old twin space, full of materials and results and outcomes of the particular tasks or general task of the project. And the instruments that we used are some of them here, a lot of others too, but these were the most used. I'm sure you've heard of Z-Maps or Padlet or Photos or Google Docs. You've heard before, or Kahoot, but Wixsite was used by our students to make a guided tour in our city, and that was I'm not sure I can share it, but I'll try. Do you see something here? No. Okay, so I'll try again, and if not, now this is a photo of our city. It has the Iron Bridge that we are very proud of, and our school is in the left, extreme left, the yellow building, the yellow tall building, the second one. And let's see what we can. Yes, and we have some of the places in the city, and if we choose one, we should be able to find information about, and then the people visiting they were in groups, in international groups, and they had to post a photo of the group in front of the statue that is. So this is how the guided tour in our city was made. I'll go back to my presentation. The prizes that I spoke at the beginning that I'm so proud of course, the eTwinning quality label, the European quality label, the first prize in the national eTwinning contest, and the second prize in the Made for Europe contest at county level. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adriana. It was really inspiring, and I think that everybody saw the great amount of work that that was behind that project. I'm really grateful, actually, for both of you for being here and wanting to share and wanting to inspire others. As I said before, eTwinning is such an amazing community beyond the platform. Let me tell you that the group migrated to the platform also. You can find it there. You have the link a little bit. I will repost it if you want to. So make sure to be there in the group. Anyway, we will use all the other channels from Twitter to Facebook page to Facebook group to collaborate, because we are an amazing team. And the things that you as speakers, the things that that you as eTwinning experts come and present to the others are really impressive and motivating. So I think this is the eTwinning spirit. Beyond whatever happens with the platform, we are a team and we can collaborate. And I think this is not going to end as long as we are there and try to motivate and inspire each other. Thank you for your time, for your valuable time, Diana. Thank you for your valuable time, Adriana. Thank you for being here to inspire. If there are questions, please write them in the chat box. Everybody is congratulating you, and you really deserve those congratulations, because you have done such an amazing work. And since we haven't done this for such a long time, and you have the feedback form, I created a Menti today. I want to see where did you enter to our meeting. So I will give you a code or a link if it's easier for you. I will give you both, actually, until we have the final questions and I have the chance to repost everything. So please tell me, where did you join today? How did you feel? And what are your expectations regarding the future activities? So this is the Menti. I will also share it with you. And in the same time, I will try to repost the feedback form. I will send the recording of today's activity. You will also receive materials from the other activities we had. And so the first slide is with where are you from? Let me see if it's visible. The second slide will be what have you learned today and how did you feel? And the last one is going to be suggest a topic for an activity you want us to organize as part of the action research in school education eTwinning feature groups activities. I will let you complete the slides. I will just show you until you until you complete that that this is the group. This is the group we have. Check if you are one of the members. If not, join the group again. It's not something we wanted. We just okay. We just lost the members, but I think that we can rejoin until the platform will well lose the bugs. I'm going back to the Menti and send you again the feedback form. So here you have the form. And also, please, because I've seen so many eTwinning ambassadors today here and so many hardworking eTwinners. If you feel like sharing from your expertise, please reserve your spot and be one of the next speakers. We still have available time slots. Or if you want to present, but the time slots that we listed there are not convenient for you, please write us an email. We would really like to have as many interesting activities suitable for all the group members. So thank you everyone for being here. We are glad that you felt good and you are enthusiastic. Once again, thank you for the experiences you have shared with us, Adriana and Diana. And we are looking forward to all of you to the next webinar, which will be with Elena Vlădescu, if I'm not mistaken, on 6th of March, and to other presenters. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your eTwinning enthusiasm, and stay there.